Hey guys, it's Dave. I wanted to chat about friendship. It's about 9:20 at night. Kids are down for bed. I just thought it was a good time. I'm going to start off with a story. The story is about a friend I had in college and a little bit after college. And we developed a close relationship. We'd been through a lot. We spent a lot of time together. It probably was the person I spent most of my time together throughout college. And I'd always noticed that he didn't treat other people that well. He had some, I want to say, bad habits. And nothing towards me really, whether it was just overall bad habits and things that just didn't sit well. Where I was always like, that's strange, and I knew he was super close. And if I asked if anything of him, he would have done it for me in a heartbeat. But as we got older, as we got out of college, I had feeling like, hey, this is kind of a facade relationship, and I also didn't want the things that I thought were bad in John to rub off on me or affect my reputation as I grew. And so eventually I had a heart-to-heart with John, and it really took me a long time to think, should I do this? But I had a heart-to-heart with John, and I said, I don't think we can really be friends anymore, because I just don't think we're headed in the same direction. And I told him how I felt about his character, and that if he didn't feel the same way about his character, then that was totally fine. And he took it, I think, pretty hard. And but several years later, I think that was definitely the right decision. The reason I share this story is that was super hard, because that's somebody that I spent a lot of time with in college. We had a lot of memories with special things. So he's embedded into my memory for life. And to say, hey, I'm no longer going to spend time with you. You're really putting it out there, instead of just going in off in the, going off and letting the relationship just fizzle out, and just stop calling him and kind of ignoring him. I look back, and I still think that was a terrific decision, and best for both of us and him, to grow as a person. The reason I share that story, it kind of goes to, there's a saying that is, you are the average of your 5 closest friends. And I do hold this philosophy accurate. And I'm going to give you a few examples. The first is, let's say, a poor example. If you are with somebody that is always eating junk food, always going out, maybe always watching movies, maybe this person could just be a huge drinker. Most of the time, you are going to take up some of those habits, even if it's just a little bit. Fast food, whatever it is. Maybe you wouldn't do this, but because you like that person, you're going to take up these very bad habits, and it's going to rub off on you. Another example is, would people use like funny words, or I know somebody said delish at one point, like, this is delish. And it rubbed off on a bunch of different people that I knew, and everybody was saying, this is delish, this is delish, when nobody said that before. Just another example of how the things that we do rub off on the people that we spend time with. And a third good example, in the opposite way of, somebody that's a heavy drinker, if you have somebody that works out a ton, that's going to ask you, hey, do you want to come over to the track with me and jog? I want to get a walk in, or I want to walk around this park. Will you do that with me? That's going to be something that's going to rub off in a good way. So everything that people do that we spend time with is going to rub off on us, good or bad. So just something to consider when we have a five in that saying, and it could be, we are the average of our five closest friends. It could be we are the average of our two closest friends, or we are average of our best friend because we spend the most time. Maybe we only spend time with one person or three people or whatever. What was the other thing? The last, action items. Some action items. There is this really good book. It's called The Code of the Extraordinary Mind. It's written by, and I'm sure going to butcher his name, it's Vishen Likiani. And he talks about this practice of visualizing, visualizing who you want your five friends, or who you want your closest friend circle to look like. Most times in life, our friends are out of coincidence. It's not that we're seeking them out. It's that these are just other people that are maybe interested in the same things as us, or they're in the proximity, kids in our neighborhood, kids that go to the same class in school, and we just are around them so much that they become friends because we like something about them. When we're not necessarily seeking them out, they're kind of in front of us. So when you're using this practice that Vishen Likiani talks about in The Code of the Extraordinary Mind, he's asking you to close your eyes and visualize what you want those five best friends to look like. It can be just anything. It can be, hey, I want it to be diverse backgrounds. I want them to be, some to be old and some to be young. And in essence, you are calling that into your life. So your brain's going to start looking for those things. And if you see those in people, then you're automatically going to be attracted, or it's going to alert you. So those kind of the action items and a resource in there, the Code of their Extraordinary Mind. But friendship is super important. And as I explained in the story, if you need to get rid of a friend, sometimes you have to do that. It doesn't mean that all your friends need to be extreme hard drivers in business and working out, and they can't have any bad habits. I'm not saying that. But they should, and this should be a non-negotiable, be good people. So if you're noticing that your friends have really bad habits, you can either do the thing of confronting them and say, hey, there's this thing that I don't really love about you. Just maybe the way you're treating other people, maybe the way you're treating yourself, and you confront them about it, or you can let them go. And I think those are your two options in that case. And hopefully your love for them will help them change into the person they need to be. Either or. But if you like this, please like, subscribe, share, comment. I'd love to hear what you have to think. See you guys.